Hi, this is Rich with WorkshopAddict.com. This is a project video showing the build of my Festool mobile workstation. Here I've incorporated my Festool 1080 table into the top of a workbench and added 24-inch full extension slides to allow me easy access to my Festool sustainers. This is something commonly done over on FestoolOwnersGroup.com forum, and there's some really nice over-the-top builds over there. I wanted a few things different, including a 24-inch Moxon vise on the front of my Festool table. This is supported by the actual bench top, but attaches to the extrusions on the front of the Festool table to hold it in place. I also wanted a router on the side of it, so I built a router table into the right side of the bench and added a chute that drops all the chips from the router down into a drawer in the bottom, as you can see in this drawing with the panel removed. And I've got 4 drawers on the front, which I may change to 3 later on, and the chip collection drawer on the bottom, so that's a view of it with the panel removed. If you don't want to see the entire project video and you just want to see the final thing in use, click this link right here and I'll jump you over to another video where you can see that. Well, that finishes up the plywood cutting. That's 10 pieces, 3/4 inch ply, so on to getting things glued up. Okay, we're going to glue all this together. I want to make sure there's a liberal amount of glue on this joint. And I'm planning on doing here is getting the thing all squared up. I've got a gusset I'm going to put in the rear corners of this thing to give it a little bit of stability to keep it from racking. Got a couple voids here in this plywood. I'm trying to fill these up pretty decent. So we've got a good coat of glue on there. And I'm going to use some Woodworkers box clamps. Things work pretty well. They're a little frustrating getting set up to the right thickness, but once you got them, they're good. And flush on the bottom, I think I'm going to go ahead and pull this together before I nail it. Get it nice and tight. As I said, I've got some gussets, and we're going to put that in the back part of the bench to keep it from racking. We'll do that in a minute, but for now I want to get those things pinned. I installed the gussets, and I went ahead and installed all the slides for the Festool sustainers. If you're going to build this for an L box by Bosch or something like that, you'll probably have to widen some of these dimensions up. Sustainer is probably one of the smaller boxes out there, but these are full extension drawers, and I can put 2 sustainers in here deep, so each one of these will go 2 deep. This one here is for the larger Cis4 boxes, like my saw, router, things like that. And I've got it set where they sit in here longwise. So there really isn't enough depth to get 4 of them in that way. And if I'd made the cabinet a little wider, I could have stacked them in the same manner as this, but I'm 3 or 4 inches too short. But the reason is I built this thing for the Festool MFT table to sit on top, and I was kind of locked into those dimensions. Not to mention I really don't have a lot of extra space for it. I'm trying to fit a spot over in the corner. This is for my router table, and the intent is all the debris that comes out of the bottom of the router is going to slide down to a box right here, and I'll just be able to pull this box out and dump it, and then I'll have drawers up here as well. I have my feet on. I cut strips down and run them back at an angle here to double up, or almost double the thickness. I've got a 3/4 and then half plywood on the bottom, and then a bolt that goes through. And these are Footmaster, and what's unique about them is they have a little ratchet on the side, so you can pull this ratchet out, and there's a big rubber foot on the bottom of these things, and this rubber foot jacks down and raises the caster off the floor and makes the bench solid. Well, I'm really at a point now, I need to get this thing off the table because I want to get the Festool 1080 table on top, make sure it's going to plane across with the router table I build. Not to mention I'd really like to have my cut table back so I can rip down some maple facing for the front. I need to make a true cut with a Festool. It's not ready to go through the table saw yet, so I really need the table. I'm dreading taking it off because I like having it at this height, but you do what you got to do. So next step will be getting things trimmed out. And this will be the last of the maple trim. Go ahead and give it a little bit of glue here. These fast cap mag shims, besides using them on the table saw, work out fantastic for setting reveal and trim. Really nice. Double check that with a level. That looks good. And that will take care of it. Now we'll get the rest of this thing sanded out and get a clear coat of poly on it, and we'll move on to getting the drawers built for storage over here, as well as the plywood fronts for the sustainer slides. Well, that finishes up for the sanding. I tried to do as much sanding as I could before assembly on the inside where I couldn't get to it. I ended up pulling this drawer out on the bottom for the sustainer just because I had a little bit of glue from gluing the facing onto this birch plywood. So I had to pull that out and clean up a couple things, but for the most part I've got all the inside stuff done before assembly. So that takes care of all the sanding. I've still got the drawers to build and the faces for the sustainer slides, but I'm going to go ahead and get the main carcass of this thing all coated in a coat of poly. The drawers are complete, just a traditional 1/2-inch plywood box construction with a 1/4-inch bottom. I've got 1/2-inch birch plywood on the face. One of the things that changed from the original design was I had a traditional drawer pull on it that stuck out, about 1 inch, and I decided I better go with something flush, because if I want to clamp something in this Moxon vise and it's going to hang out this direction, those drawer pulls are going to be in the way. So that was a last minute change. The other change was I'd originally had 4 drawers from here up. Well, as you can see, these drawers are pretty small anyway, and with 4 drawers they would have been much shorter and hard to get stuff in. So since they're so shallow in depth, I dropped it down to 3 drawers so I'd get a little bit of height with them. This drawer here has fast cap and Kaizen foam in it. And I've got my chisels, all my Festool related clamps, precision dogs, things like that. I've got one more chisel I need to cut in, and a couple mallets that I'm going to cut into this foam, so they'll be in there as well. One of the things that accelerated this build process with all these little pieces of maple and plywood in here, I used Fastcap's 2P10 adhesive. And that's an adhesive that has an accelerant, and you can spray the accelerant on one piece of wood and put a little bit of adhesive, whether it's thin or they're gel, they've got different consistencies. You put in on the other piece and you glue them together or stick them together, and within 5 to 10 seconds you've got a bond. Now, all I did with that, I just put a couple dots on there. I sprayed one piece with the accelerator, put a couple dots of gel on my piece, and then I put my traditional yellow glue in between, which for longevity that might hold up better than this type of adhesive. I really don't know, but I just wanted something to hold it together quickly. So a couple dots of the 2P10, yellow glue, stuck them together, 10 seconds I had a bond, I could move on to the next piece. So that really made these drawers fly together a lot quicker. So we'll go ahead and drop these in. This last drawer is on slides. It's got a piece of 3/4-inch maple on the bottom, and I've got a couple pieces of 3/4-inch maple in the cabinet, and that slides in there and it seals off pretty well. But over here I've got my router cabinet, of course, and when you open the door there's a slide in there that allows the clippings from the router to drop down that slide. and they'll just accumulate in this box down here, so I can just take it out and dump it occasionally. So that finishes that up. The only other thing I had to do to finish this was I cut little phenolic triangles. You could use wood or anything as far as that goes, but they sit on the inside of this Festool 1080 table and hold the thing from shifting around. So when I put something in that vise and start beating on it, it's not going to move around. So that's it for the build of the Festool workstation. And if you got any questions, let us know.